Welcome to Chapter 6, Fingerprints. By the end of this video, you will be able to discuss the history of fingerprinting and describe its characteristics and minutiae. We will also cover how and when fingerprints are formed, what causes them to be left on objects, and the basic types of fingerprints. Finally, we'll explore how criminals try to alter their fingerprints. Additionally, you will be able to determine the reliability of fingerprints for identification and describe the Integrated Automated Fingerprint Identification System, also known as IAFIS. We will explain how fingerprint evidence is collected, describe the latest identification technologies, determine if a print matches one on record, and use the process of lifting a latent print. Fingerprinting has a long history. The oldest known documents date back to the 3rd century BC in China. Ancient Babylon also used fingerprints on clay tablets to mark contracts. In 1684, Dr. Nehemiah provided the earliest written study describing the ridges on human hands. Later, in 1788, Johann Mayer noted that no two individuals have the same ridge arrangement. In 1823, Jan Evangelist Perkin described 9 fingerprint patterns. Sir William Herschel began collecting prints in 1856, noting they don't change with age. Alphonse Bertillon developed an identification method for repeat offenders in 1883. Finally, in 1888, Sir Francis Galton and Sir Edmund Richard Henry created the fingerprint classification system still used in the US. The development continued. In 1891, Ivan Vucetich improved collection methods, adding measurements and all 10 impressions to identification cards. Then, in 1896, Sir Henry and his colleagues created a system to group fingerprints. This system, also using 10 cards with individual characteristic notations, formed the basis for modern fingerprint classification. All fingers, toes, feet, and palms are covered in small dermal or friction ridges that help us grip objects. These ridges are arranged in connected units. When we touch objects, natural secretions and dirt leave behind an impression, which is what we call a print. Skin consists of an inner dermis and an outer epidermis. Fingerprints form in the basal layer of the epidermis, where new skin cells are produced. This process likely begins around the 10th week of pregnancy. The basal layer grows faster than others, causing it to collapse and form the intricate shapes of fingerprints. Fingerprints are generally categorized into 3 main distinctions: arch, whorl, and loop. Arch patterns are the least common, representing about 5% of the population. Whorl patterns are found in about 30%, and loop patterns are the most common, accounting for about 65% of the population. Forensic examiners look for key features like the core, which is the center of a whorl or loop, and deltas, the triangular regions near a loop. A ridge count is also used for distinction, measured from the core's center to the delta's edge. The basic patterns are further subdivided. Arch patterns can be plain at 4% or tented at 1%. Whorl patterns are central pocket at 2%, double loop at 4%, or accidental at 0.01%. Even identical twins have unique fingerprints due to small differences in ridge patterns called minutiae. Investigators look for 3 types of prints at crime scenes. Patent or visible prints are transferred onto smooth surfaces by liquids like blood. Plastic fingerprints are indentations left in soft materials such as clay or wax. Latent prints are not visible but can be made so with dusting powders or chemicals. Can fingerprints be erased? No. They will grow back if removed chemically. Is identification reliable? Yes, but analysts can make errors. Is matching carried out quickly? Not instantly, but the FBI's IAFIS can provide a match in about 2 hours from the prints in its master file. Latent prints are collected using various chemical methods. For example, ninhydrin is used on paper, turning the print purple-blue after 24 hours. Cyanoacrylate vapor is for non-porous household items, resulting in a white print. Silver nitrate is used on wood or styrofoam, yielding a black or reddish-brown print under UV light. Finally, iodine fuming on paper or cardboard produces a brownish print. The future of fingerprinting involves new scanning technologies and digital identification to minimize analytical errors. Researchers are also studying trace elements left on touched objects for identification. Furthermore, other physical features, such as eyes and facial patterns, are being studied to aid in identification. AFIS, the Automated Fingerprint Identification System, is a computer system for storing and retrieving fingerprints. It began in the early 1970s to search large files and compare prints from crime scenes. IAFIS, the FBI's Integrated Automated Fingerprint Identification System, is the national database of all 10 print cards across the country. Biometrics is the use of body metrics for identification. The Bertillon system may have been the first. Today, biometrics is used with AFIS. Examples include retinal or iris patterns, voice recognition, and hand geometry. Biometrics are also used to control access and prevent identity theft. In summary, fingerprints have long been used for identification and are unique to each person. They are categorized into arches, whorls, and loops, with analysis involving cores, deltas, and ridge counts. Investigators look for patent, plastic, and latent prints. New developments aim to eliminate errors in analysis.